cuties, if no one has told you already today, I want you to know that you are intuitive. For those of you that are new, welcome. I am Jem, and in today's reading, we are going to be using crystals to decide our piles. So next reading, I'll probably do maybe color themed reading. So if you like those, please let me know in the comments. And also, if you'd like to choose the color, I might do like pink. I'm not sure. Follow my Instagram at gemsforcheap. Also, in today's reading, we are going to be discussing what your intuition is trying to tell you. So we have 3 piles here. In Pick a Card readings, you could view all the piles, or you could just take one pile and then just watch that section, as long as you take what resonates and leave the rest. Also know every reader reads differently. Me, I tend to read pretty candidly and honestly. I also sometimes say things, and I apologize for that if I come off too brutally honest, to the point where it's maybe a little mean. I apologize. I'm trying to work on that as a person. So just be aware of that, and that I'm sorry. So before we hop right into the reading, I wanted to let you guys know the different ways you can help out my channel. The biggest thing you could do is subscribing, and just giving the video a like. Also, I have a DEPOP. I sell personal readings there. They're like $10, and that's all linked in the description. Know that any donations to me are extremely appreciated, and I thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. So, let's take a deep breath. Hold it. Just to get our bodies relaxed, for you relaxed, for me relaxed. Okay, so I filmed this already, this beginning already. I had 4 piles, but I felt the need to just do 3. And let's talk about each pile. So the first one, we have a smoky quartz crystal. I believe this is smoky quartz. So that could do with protection. Let me actually show you the crystal a little bit better. So protection, I think it's also like troubling times, talks of troubling times. That could be like a little message. So this is here to like protect you, keep you safe. It reminds me of like a sandstorm song. So there could definitely be some sort of troubling, maybe internal stuff going on. We also have like the little line, the crack of gold going through the whole thing. So that could be like you walking through the storm, like the lines, the path is laid out for you to walk through to get through the storm. This pile, I already filmed all of these, so this pile was more of like, I put explain because a section of it talks about explaining yourself. So that could be something specific. Maybe you're overly explaining yourself constantly and having to explain yourself. Or this could be maybe you need to explain yourself and be more thorough. Maybe explain to yourself rather than to other people how you're feeling, or what you're feeling. So that could be something specific. Next pile we have is crap. I'm so sorry. Forgot what the crystal name is. It's a very beautiful stone. Reminds me of the ocean, like tourmaline, sea tourmaline. Yeah, so it's like a sea. It looks like the sea. It looks like the sand in the water, and it's like tropical. This is to bring calm and tranquility, relaxation. It's like you're on the beach, a vacation. Maybe you're going on vacation, and I was also kind of getting like possibly relationship troubles in the reading. Maybe like more specifically, maybe things are getting boring just because we have interesting in reverse, so like boring. That could be a message. So if that resonates, it doesn't have to be that. There's also other messages about relationships, so if that correlates, pick pile 2. And lastly, we have the rose quartz here, rough rose quartz. It's a very beautiful crystal. So rose quartz are known to bring love into the situation, any situation, whether it be in a relationship or to yourself. And I feel like for this reading, this is mainly talking about yourself, or it could be someone else's body too, finding love for someone else's body. But I feel like it's more for yourself, to find love for your own body, to find self-love, respecting your body more. I was also getting a message of shit, I forgot what I was gonna say. Just loving yourself, finding love for yourself again, maybe especially after maybe being left at a very difficult part of your life, or left at a low point of your life, and finding to get through things just with you, only needing yourself, me, myself, and I. Okay, thank you so much, and we are going to start with pile 1. Hello, my beautiful pile 1s. If you chose the donut plus the smoky quartz crystal, this will be your reading on what your intuition is trying to tell you. So I pulled out some decks. I felt like we should use the Darkwood Tarot deck, being that this crystal is quite dark. I felt like the vibe fit, so that's what we're going to use. I want to just pull some cards first, asking what is it that your intuition is trying to tell you. So let's pull some tarot cards. I think we should, I'm in oracles. I think we should lay out some, I think we should do it all at once, yeah. Okay. So we're gonna lay out your oracles first. So what kind of emotions or feelings are in... Oh, a lot of things are coming out. I don't know if I should take these. There's a lot that came out. Okay, well, for whoever's watching right now, if this means something to you, here's your message. We have the intuition. Oof. Maybe I should take it. I think I will, honestly, because we have intuition here. Let's move this crystal up. There we go. Right, and we could push this over to the side. Put the little donut. You could definitely be stuck. That's what I'm getting. Stuck right now. Okay, next row we are going to pull your tarot, because that's enough cards to tell a story with. Let's pull some tarot. Let's pull like 6 tarot, might as well. Let's go for it. Okay, what is pile 1's intuition trying to say? And please pull the cards that match up with these cards to help further understand or clarify the story. Gotta talk to my spirit guides first, so they understand what the assignment is. That donut went flying. Okay, so sorry, I keep clearing my throat. So what is pile 1's intuition trying to say? 1, 2, 3. We got 7 of Swords in reverse. Okay, Ghost. 1, 2. Who is the ghost, actually? Who is this ghost? 2, 3. Nine of Pentacles. Could be an earth sign. Or could be something dealing with money. Something money related. Okay. Rest. What about rest? Oh, the Ace of Swords. There's also a lot of swords here, so there could be air signs at play as well. Okay, next one, intuition. What for intuition? We have Page of Cups. Oh, we have 8 of Pentacles for space. There could definitely be something work related. 2, 3. And the Star in reverse. We also have Aquarius, strong Aquarius energy. Like straight up Aquarius. So Aquarius could be more important than the rest of these, because these are kind of just like minor arcana cards. They're not really like, I feel like also major arcana help me identify signs. So yeah. All right. And then we could pull some charms and messages over the top. I think would be a good way to start the reading. We also have Sagittarius. Like in between the two of these. I also wanted to pull maybe like 3 characteristics to help us identify who specifically they're talking about. Like, it's to help you identify who they're talking about. So someone with glasses, someone with red hair, possible red hair. I need to make my contrast a little bit smaller. And we have earrings. It came in reverse, so it could be like they don't have any earrings. Could also be that someone has a lot of earrings or has thought about getting an earring. Okay, that's good. All right, let's hop into your reading, pile 1. Okay, pile 1. If you chose the quartz crystal, this will be your reading. First off, I want to say that your reading overall is pretty crazy. How these cards literally have so many different messages that are repeated in the reading. Like, for example, we have the Page of Cups and the intuition, and literally in this book, the Dark Wood Tarot says the intuitive, and we have intuition right here. So that is, this reading is very strong, or very significant. So let's start off the bat. Let's start on this side first, and then we'll move our way over here. So first, I want to say that there could have been some sort of issue with the relationship. You could be still in a relationship right now, because this card represents the 7 of Swords in reverse, especially with this card, talks about almost like a toxic or could possibly be an abusive relationship, where it's like the woman is here, and this is supposed to be representative of you, and the person in the back, the wolf in the back, could represent more of a masculine, toxic energy in the back, who like preys on you or takes advantage. For example, like possible cheating in the relationship could also be just like, not a good person. And maybe this leads to it in reverse said something about Seven of Swords. It asked, what are you hiding from? What are you running away from? Is it a person, place, or thing? What can you do to further elaborate the situation? Because I feel like this may have happened, or you may be trying to fool yourself or trick yourself into telling yourself that you still love this person, or telling yourself that you forgive this person, or telling yourself that you're over it, it's okay, you're letting it go, but you haven't. Maybe you sleep a lot to make it go away, and you could possibly have dreams about it, but maybe not. Or maybe you constantly tell this person like good night, like early, and maybe you don't really send anything else, like no emojis or whatever, as like a passive aggressive. You don't want like conflict, but you're still mad about it, so you're still like, it comes out, your anger like comes out without you even realizing. So that could be a thing. This person might like tigers and computers, or that could be you. This is talking about growth here. They want to find growth. They want to give you growth, find you clarity and growth from this situation. You could be definitely recessing and repressing this. And this is saying, like, maybe think about it more, self-reflect on it a little bit more. It could be painful right now, but trust me, it will be painful till you grow from it, till you're able to fully go through the cycle of healing. Especially if you're still in connection with this person, and if you are, this is like almost saying like a getaway. This is a time to get away from this person. Or I don't know, one of the other cards said to discuss. I mean, I get like more like elaborate what is hurting you, but I guess this is mainly up to your own interpretation. Like, if this person is hurting you and doesn't care, it's like there's a line that is crossed with every relationship, and if you notice that this person is doing this intentionally trying to hurt you, then that is crossing the line, and this is like a getaway card, like time to leave. It also might be that message too, it's time to leave this situation, because we have multiple cards here talking about what may come after you leaving this relationship or toxic environment or person. Like a lot of opportunities coming your way. And you're kind of just ignoring them and sticking with and staying stuck with this one person when there's plenty of other opportunities in the future of better things, especially if it's a toxic relationship. Okay, so also I wanted to say, so the next card, I feel like with it being next to the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like you may be too nice, possibly a people pleaser, possibly. It could have also been maybe you weren't this way, but this person made you this way. You were never this way. You were always, stuck up for yourself, loved yourself, respected yourself, maybe when you were single. But the second you got into this relationship, it was like they made you, they beat you down, they, with their words. It didn't even have to be physically. They beat you down with their words. They could have, they always, it's the little things too. Pay attention to the little things. They always find a little thing to mention to bring you down, like the littlest things that you won't even realize, but it's it's subconsciously putting you down and making you feel vulnerable, making you feel so insecure. For example, you're sitting at a dinner with people or just with them, and they're like, oh, there's something in your teeth. Oh, there's something in your hair. Oh my God, you're gonna wear that? I would never wear that. Or, always just judgment. It's always judgment. There's never like, and like obviously if they're trying to get something out of your teeth, or like they're like saying, could be also being like, hey, like by the way, but if it's all the time, like they're constantly doing it, it's like they're trying to change who you are, and that it's almost like subconsciously they don't believe that you're good enough. You know, they have to change you to be for them or whatever, which is not you. That's not your problem. That's their problem. It's because they aren't happy. They think, you know, they don't understand that humans aren't perfect and people aren't perfect, and there's always going to be something you don't like about the person, and it's like they feel like they have to change you, and it's like that's control. They need to understand that you're two different people. You're not their, you know, slave or their puppet. Yeah, and I feel like also it's like you need to extinguish this mindset of possibly allowing them to do that or not discussing how you feel about what's going on. Or even, I was kind of getting another message too, is with the ghost and going with the flow, maybe this person overworks like constantly, is always busy, never around, never hangs out with you, and you kind of just go with the flow because you don't want to start issues, or you isolate yourself and don't communicate how you're feeling. So if that's the case, I would definitely talk to them. And I mean, I don't really know if from off the bat of this card, if it is betrayal, if they are the wolf, then maybe you can talk about it and be like, this is why I'm leaving you. But if it's not, if this card just represents talking about you need to discuss what you're hiding or what you're keeping down. For example, like maybe if there was a situation of betrayal or cheating, and maybe you cheated, and it was because they were constantly working and you kind of just went with the flow, but it left you feeling very insecure, vulnerable, feeling like, you know, that they're not even there. And you're maybe something happened and you're trying to trick yourself or fool yourself into believing that it didn't happen, but it's like anxiety and the buildup is still there, but you feel like you just want to release it. You just want to let it go. You want to take this burden and relief off your chest. And I feel like it definitely should be a discussion to talk about, and something to work through if you're really dedicated to this relationship. But if you have talked about if they were crossing your boundaries and you established that you needed more time with them, I'm not justifying cheating. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. But I want to clarify that there was a lack of boundaries set in the beginning, especially if the other person, if someone is not, you know, there in the relationship and they're constantly working and the other person is like, please spend time with me, you work too much and I never get to see you. You guys need to discuss it and find a balance and find something that you can agree on to make each other a compromise and make each other both happy. I feel like this person maybe did cheat because of the lack of time spent, but also cheating comes from a place of insecurity. It comes from a place, maybe they felt like they were disrespected and that they didn't mean much to you because you weren't willing to sacrifice your work life to spend time with them. And that's why maybe they crossed that boundary to cheat, because they felt vulnerable. They felt like they needed to seek out attention and love from someone else because they felt like they weren't getting it in the relationship. So that could be something. There's a lot of messages. I should have asked a little bit more specific, but yeah, so the ghosting could also be that maybe you are like a ghost in this relationship. You're not really there. It's kind of like them, always them. And this is saying, like, keep some for yourself. Extinguish this people pleasing for them and keep some love for yourself. And start, doing the things you want to do. Figuring out the things you want to do. It's not always about them. And maybe you've been going with the flow for a while now. Next, we have the Ace of Swords and Rest. The Ace of Swords, it's so funny because we have, like, actual fingers, and this literally says finger, and they talk about, in the description of this card, talks about fingers and how your hands and your fingers are, like, the tools you use to exert energy. So it's like people in different religions use poses of the fingers touching the body to to find different energy and like help flow energy through their body type thing. Also, you use it to express how you feel. It's like things are like traveling, not only like physically, like your blood is traveling through your arm, but it's also like things exert through your hands. It's like your thoughts are exerted through your text messages. You're always typing on the phone, expressing that with your fingers. You could do people communicate with their fingers. People do sign language. It's like talks a lot about fingers, and almost like you use your own hands to make your reality. It's like you carve out your path with your hands. Hands could be somewhat significant, especially fingers. I was also getting like, you could have long nails and painted nails. Maybe your nail polish has been chipping. We also have, this is like a new beginning. The whole card is representative of a new beginning, a winning. Maybe you win this argument, or maybe it's not about winning, it's about compromise, of course, but maybe you end up getting them to understand how you're feeling and you're able to rest finally, or maybe there's a final end to this relationship where you could finally rest, and it's like the end of something marks the start of something new. And the Ace of Swords is like showing you all the new and possible creative opportunities that could come your way. It could be with love, with your job, especially I'm getting like more of creative opportunity. A internet job, maybe working hard on the internet, something with the internet, possible YouTube, maybe your own business on the internet, maybe like Twitch, maybe something like that. Could be hard work on the internet, maybe starting your own website, something. I think also this is saying like you've been blocking your intuition for a while now, and I feel like once you're able to pass this hump, you'll be able to fully have the energy flow, your own intuition flow through you again. There won't be any blockage. There won't be anything stopping you. Possibly also finding the truth to something, needing to express the truth. And that's why I was getting more of like a fair type situation. So definitely intuition, understanding what is your intuition trying to tell you. I think the Page of Cups is also someone who is kind and very loving and compassionate. I feel like this could just be you in general, who you are, or maybe who you have been in the past. Someone who's very vulnerable. They're naked. They're able to express who they truly are and who they, no matter like the ridicule or whatever, they don't let people pierce their skin. They're always kind and finding forgiveness and observing without judgment. I feel like they're very understanding, very observant, And maybe this is saying, like, you definitely need to open up this path, you need to stop the blockage from your intuition because it's trying to communicate. And I think it's definitely about this situation. It's saying, like, there's possible needs to be a cut of ties with this person, a new beginning, ending this conflict. And I think it may bring you to feel more nicer, or maybe you need to find forgiveness for this person in order to move on, or treat them with kindness and try to be kind, even if they're not. But respect yourself and know when to walk away. Don't stay with someone who disrespects you. Also, I think this is a slight little message here, is we have a little can opener, and this could be, you could have a blockage for sure when it comes to alcohol, and it may block you from your intuitive messages. Like, it may send you in a dark, like, place, or just a dark surrounding, like, you're in, like, you end up just in a dark, like, there's no thought, there's nothing there, there's just void, emptiness, and it's like you can't even, it's like a big blockage of darkness when possible alcohol gets involved. I think also there's a lot of abundance coming your way, and hard work and masterful skill with whatever, I think specifically with a job or even maybe a relationship, and it could be with a relationship of a Sagittarius. Maybe you'll meet them on the internet. Please be careful with relationships on the internet. It could be like Tinder, or I just thought of, like, I don't know. But please be careful with relationships on the internet, and know that people can fake who they are, and just be aware, and don't give anyone too much information right off the bat, especially if they're acting like your best friend in the beginning. Please be aware. That's a red flag right there. So also, I think this is saying, like, hard work and putting hard work, and you will become a master at it, and you will get all of this that you desire, everything that will come to you, especially in a place of darkness. Maybe after this will be a place of darkness, but once you cut out the alcohol and you start, finding forgiveness, your intuitive powers will flow. You'll start working harder and becoming a master at what it is, whatever job that it is. And I think there's another blockage here where it says maybe you don't feel like you're good enough, or maybe that you feel that it should all just be given to you. The little message here was saying life is not fairy tale. Things aren't, given easily, and I know it's hard. Trust me, I know working for things is hard, and why isn't life just easy? I wish life was, but I feel like this is like, you don't want to work hard you just want things to be given to you, and it could be a relationship more specifically. There may need to be self-reflection that you need to work hard for in order to have a successful, loving relationship. You need to work hard for it. And that could be also with your job, especially if you're trying to make it on the internet with, YouTube or Twitch or whatever. Don't sacrifice your own mental health and physical body for something, but also find a balance with putting in the effort and not expecting such reward when you don't put in too much effort. And you have the power of abundance to flow through your fingers, and you're able to, especially if there's like an earth sign here where it's like, this reminds me of money growing on trees. It's like, if you put in the effort and you believe you're good enough and you don't second guess yourself and you tell yourself you can do it, money will deadass grow on trees. Like, it will just keep coming to you. And you also may have a guard that starts with an M, maybe someone who's protecting you in the physical realm, or someone who is your spirit guide with the M name who is watching over you. Okay, we also have descriptive things here. This could be you, or it could be maybe the Sagittarius, or it could be the Aquarius here. But yeah, Thank you so much, pile 1. I hope you found some messages that resonated. If it did, please give a like and consider subscribing. And I'll see you in one of my next ones. Bye! Hello, my beautiful pile 2s. So this is the shuffling section. If you want to skip it, you can. It's in the description, or it's time stamped. So the first couple questions we are going to ask is, the top row is going to just be of all the Prism oracles. We're going to pull like maybe 6 cards, and I feel like what we're going to ask is what your intuition is trying to tell you. So maybe we could just keep it vague, like a little bit more vague than, because there's just so many messages that were needed to be said the last reading. So I guess we could just stick with that. Okay. If you have any recommendations of some of the questions I could ask or anything you want to know specifically, please let me know down in the comments. Alright. We have hunger. That was hungry. Maybe you're hungry right now. Speaking of which, I am hungry. Maybe I should go eat something. 1, 2, 3. Trust. Yep, that was a big one. We saw that in the beginning. 1, 2. Oh, we got strength. It's interesting to see we have such bright primary colors. Yellow, blue, red. Very interesting. Okay, 3 more, please. We got creativity. Flow. One more. It's kind of like a pastel-y colors. Pretty cute. I like this color pattern. 1, 2, 3. Oh, why give us 2, please? I'm only looking for. There could definitely be some sort of love disruption. Possible lust. Lust getting in the way. I'll keep it like that. Maybe your relationship has been getting boring. That is something very specific. Okay, now we're gonna use, I haven't used these in a while. These are the Everyday Tarot deck. It actually is the book. The same people that made this book that I use for my readings. So, right. Shuffle this deck and then ask, what is pile 2's intuition trying to tell them? And please line up the cards to help us better understand what each section is trying to say. These are kind of hard to shuffle. Shuffle these 3 times just because I haven't used them in a while, or haven't really used them much. Okay, so first card we have the hunger, a tarot card to help us understand what hunger is trying to tell us. Oh, I need to take these out. Let me redo that actually. 1. Okay, we have the Emperor. Hungry for control or power. Could be something. We also have the 5 of Swords underneath. I'm not going to take these though. Trust. What is trust trying to tell us? The Knight of Wands. Okay. Strength. What is strength trying to tell us? 2. 3. The 5 of Swords. That's funny. pushing through inner strength, pushing through a hard moment in life, finding trust for a fire sign possibly, or finding trust with love, trusting love, specifically a Knight of Wands, so someone who's maybe beginning to understand love. We have the Devil and creativity, maybe addicted to creative ideas or impulsivity to creativity. 1, 2, 3. 5 of Pentacles, going with the flow. To a loss, financial loss, I think more specifically. 1, 2, oh, and we got the 6 of Wands. Okay. Alright, alright. Alright, let's pull out some charms and appearance pictures to help us understand possibly what you look like, or who is in this story look like. Who are we trying to talk about? So we got blue eyes. Could be someone with blue eyes. Gray eyes also. Could be grayish blue eyes. And the last one, they could wear jewelry. It was kind of halfway there, so it could be someone who doesn't wear jewelry at all. Alright. Okay, now charms and messages. We keep getting like whitish hair, especially like a bluish white hair with the appearance. Maybe that's something specific for a very small few of you. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, another message came out. Right. And then charms. Number 7. We have 2 5s. 5 could be significant. Oh, a Q came out. I just thought of cutie. Oh. Cutie. Cutie. Alright. Let's get into it. Hello, my beautiful pile 2s. If you chose this blue ocean crystal, this will be your reading on what your intuition is trying to tell you. So, let's start off from left to right. So, first off, we have the hunger and hurl, and then we have like a moon and star type little thing. This reminds me of like a half of a pentacle. So, ooh, so like maybe not having enough money for food, hurling because you feel so hungry, or even like having a gut like feeling. Hunger, there could be anxiety that comes with that. There could be just a gut feeling of anxiety, or I already said anxiety, you know what I mean. You know when you're like hungry and there's like a feeling there. So maybe also could be a representation of the need for a father figure or a provider. This could be a message. There's like plenty of messages, and if this message doesn't suit you, there's probably some other message in here that might. Just know that this reading's gonna be like, each one is gonna be a message. I'm gonna try. I mean, they could be multiple different ones that fit you. There could be just one that fits you. I feel like this reading might be a little bit, you know. Okay, so the Emperor represents structure, stability, authority, a father figure, maybe needing hunger for stability, a hunger for a father figure, a hunger for authority, possibly needing control or authority in your life. Maybe people tend to not take you seriously, or just and like it comes with anxiety. Maybe you have anxiety about that. Trust, we have trust here next to the hurl. We have abundant. Maybe there's a lot of, if this is a relationship, there could be something specifically about in a relationship. I was kind of getting there's a lot of control, and maybe you're trying to learn how to not be so controlling in a relationship, but it's like you're just addicted to it, and maybe it's like you're constantly like can't help yourself, and maybe that's something, some sort of reflection that needs to be expressed. And why do you need control? Why is it that you need so much control? And usually it's because of maybe a lack of control in their lives, so they like to control others, or maybe there's a lack of control they have when it comes to their family. Maybe their family doesn't give them enough control. So that could be something. We have Leo, especially here. We also have Capricorn energy, and we have Aries. So those could be your signs or someone's sign specifically that we're talking about. There could definitely be another message too, is like your commitment to your loved one is being tested, whether that's in a relationship or friendship or, you know, family. Maybe there's some sort of situation that may have some sort of addiction and ego possibly getting in the way. Like, for example, maybe your relationship might be getting a little boring or stale, or maybe you're getting so used to it, or maybe you feel the need for more constantly, and that could be coming from a place of insecurity. So like, why do you need so much? Why do you need more? Do you not feel happy with what you have? Type, you know. A lot of people struggle with this. Some people don't at all. Some people just, you know, loyal and very consistent throughout their entire relationship and don't need anything. And I feel like those people are usually the ones that, I guess, understand respect a lot and know boundaries and understand them. Some people, I think, have trouble understanding boundaries, but I feel like someone here, whether it's you or your partner, might struggle with being committed, and I think they are on the way of becoming and having strength to being committed. There could have been an ego trip where maybe some opportunities or some other people have told them, oh, you're so gorgeous, you're so pretty, you're so handsome, oh, let me take you home, or I could make you so happy, or all this crap. And maybe they were like, they kind of liked it because it boosts their ego and it made them feel better about themselves. But I think they're willing to stay strong, to stay committed to you, because they know that I think even if there's struggles in the relationship, they're still willing to fight for this relationship, and they're trying their best. Maybe that's definitely some sort of issue that they might deal with. That could be you. Also, we have trust and impulsiveness. There could be an issue with impulsiveness. We have Leo here, as well as strength is represented Leo. So, the Knight of Wands talked about being very impulsive. Energy, passion, inspired action, adventure, and impulsiveness. Maybe trusting your gut and trusting your direction. Maybe you feel like you're not sure if you should go a certain way, and it's like, trust your gut. Stay focused on this passion and adventure. Just don't act impulsively. You know, still work. Like, if something feels off to you, it probably is. Just be careful, and, you know, move slowly and steadily rather than quickly, because usually when you move quickly, there's always complications that come with it. but I think abundance will be coming your way with whatever situation this is. This could be work related. This could be love related. Chasing after a certain love life. We have computer and essay. Maybe someone has been helping you with your essays, or you've been doing essays lately. We have a little death thing here. Maybe death of adventure right now because you're stuck doing essays. Maybe that's causing issues. Maybe even in a relationship. Maybe that's what's disrupting this relationship. We also have edge, shooting a bow, and committed strength. I feel like also this card represents, like I said, the commitment, needing to stay strong for a commitment and this relationship, but also maybe there's a possible relationship coming into your life and you're ready to stay committed, and you know it might be a little bit hard, but you're ready to do it and support this person. Or you could be already in a relationship where it's having issues and you're staying committed. Could also be the sense of control, needing to fight to always win, fight for control in the relationship. You always need to have the edge above the other person, and maybe you need to find a more sustainable and less toxic, equal balanced relationship where both of you can have the equal power and a say, because you can't control the other person, you can't control who they are, you need to let them be themselves. That could be maybe your partner's controlling you, you could be controlling your partner, that type thing. We also have creativity, the devil, I think possible shadow selves, addiction, attachment to your creativity. Maybe you feel very attached to your creativity or whatever side hustle hobby you're doing. Maybe you've been very addicted to it, letting it get in the way of your life, and that might be something you need to face, as well as possible having addiction to authority when it comes to creativity. Maybe going on dates with this person, you're like, I'm gonna be the one to decide everything we do, rather than letting the person figure something out. That could be a very small message for some of you. We have bureaucracy. I'm honestly not really sure what that word means. I know it has something to do with the government, and it's like higher officials decide what to do, and that makes me think of maybe you're like a higher official, or someone else is putting input on what should be done rather than the two people that are involved. And that's kind of like addiction. We also have like sexual creativity. Maybe like you're finding new ways to have, maybe this is a message, maybe you want to have a spicier sex life, like find creativity in more of a spicier sex life, or maybe you have been. And then these two here, we have Five of Pentacles. This talks about financial loss, but this could also just be a loss in general, or maybe an ending of some kind. Maybe you lost your job or ended a job, or maybe you ended a relationship of someone who provided, or the provider for you. Maybe you ended up leaving home away from your parents, and now it's like you're on your own and you're going with the flow. Maybe you've been very hungry lately because of the lack of money, but you've stayed going with the flow. There's cabin here. Maybe you're living in a cabin that has bats in it. Bats could be significant in some way. Maybe you left for college and you're worried about it, not having money, or staying committed to your partner, being away. And there's always solutions, there will definitely be ways to solve these issues. And sometimes things just don't work out, and for a reason, like you just have to go with the flow. I think more specifically with money, to go with the flow, because it's kind of really out of your control. Maybe get a job, to find work while you're away, or find another job if you lost money, or a stable job. We have 7 here, which represents reflection, assessment, and knowledge. Inner reflection, assessment, and knowledge. Maybe you have, it's kind of in the middle. Maybe you have a greater knowledge and you want to pursue your hobby rather than having a stable job. And maybe this is, you become so addicted into chasing money that maybe you're putting your basic needs aside, like hunger. You've been starving yourself. Also, creativity. Now this may be a message to just go with the flow, like go slower, take your time, and stop acting on impulse. It will come, your abundance will come. I know you're chasing the bag, but give it some time and let your prizes or your achievements come back to you. Like, give it some time to grow. We also have disruption, passion, and Six of Wands. Six of Wands again was private achievement, personal definition of success, falling from grace, and egotism. So there could definitely be not even just with, I feel like this is more work-related reading. I think this could be, there's definitely a disruption in your passion, whether it's your creativity, like your whatever hobby or job you want to pursue. And there may be a disruption, something that will come in the way, maybe like school, maybe another job, maybe a love life will get in the way or something. And maybe this is a message saying maybe find a balance between, like if you really want to pursue, maybe start putting this a little bit more on the side as just, a hobby. And you could still put time and effort into it, but don't make it your main thing. Also, that could make you feel like a fall from grace, or maybe a lack of success, or your personal definition of success doesn't have to be killing yourself chasing the bag. This could be you slowly work your way towards it, as well as pursuing other careers or something on the side, something more your main goal in life. When it comes to, that could be like job related. When it comes to love relations, I think it could be, maybe there could definitely be a disruption with your love within a relationship, or there could be some sort of person getting in the way. And this could be saying like, you may feel guilty for being interested in them or having love for them. You may also feel almost like delighted that they find you attractive or that they're interested in you. Also, you may feel like it could be your ego that's getting in the way, because it's almost like, it's not that you care for them or that you want to be with them. It's more of like, you like that they like you. It's like your ego, like ego boost. Could also be fall from grace, feeling guilty, or trying to stay stuck with the program, stay committed to your partner. It may be difficulties you may be having. Okay, thank you so much. And this may be what they look like, or what you look like, or what your partner looks like. All right. Thank you so much, Pile 2. I hope you found some messages that resonated with you. If you did, please consider giving a like and subscribing. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in one of my next ones. Bye! Hi, my beautiful Pile 3s. If you chose the rough rose quartz crystal, this will be your reading on what your intuition is trying to tell you. It kind of looks, I don't know why, I just thought of like a brain looking at it for some reason. It's a really pretty crystal. We looked at it before, so I'm going to put it off to the side. We also were given body. So clearly this is just a meaning in itself, finding more self-love in your body. If you want to skip the card shuffling, skip to whatever timestamp it says down below. Because I will be shuffling your cards right now. If you don't want to watch it, skip. Alright, so we're going to pull the top cards with the Color Prism Oracle deck. just to get like what the mood is, what's going on here. Give us some insight. What are some of the things trying to be expressed? We see rejection and caution around that. Maybe rejecting your body, and that will bring caution because you do not love yourself, maybe. That could be a message. We got flow, the first card. Trust in reverse. Next one, we're gonna pull like 6. Oh, anger. These are like, they know. They're like, hey, these are the cards I need. Disruption. 2 more. 2, 3. Reflection. And last one, we have love. Oh, look, see? Freaking self-love right here. Self-love, and it's right next to the crystal. What a funny quinky dink. Alright, so my beautiful 3s, we are actually going to use the pink pain deck. I just got this deck, so we're gonna use it. Open this bad boy up. Let's shuffle your cards. So we have a little book. Came with the book. We're gonna be using that. And we're gonna pull cards that correlate with the top cards below it, so it will help us understand more. So let's pull for the first card, flow. What is the flow more specifically trying to say? Let's shuffle this deck a couple times because it's a new deck. Flow. I usually say go with the flow. Okay, so we got Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Interesting. X. Little smiley face. They don't give me reversals, which is like kind of difficult. But I'm still going to use probably the original book and also the meaning. We got 3 of bottles, 3 of cups in reverse. We got 3 of knives. We have 2 3s, and this is pile 3, so 3, 3, 33 could be significant. Friend, I don't know what the frick this card is. If you guys know what this, I'm gonna use my intuition, but if you guys know, because it doesn't come in the book, it doesn't say it in the book, so I don't know, but yeah, if you guys know what it means, I'm just gonna say it's a friend. And maybe, like, in reverse is fake friend. Someone who you thought was a friend. Disruption of a friend group. Oh. I wasn't even counting. Okay. Card for reflection, please. Not 9 of knives. That, like, rhymes. So that could be the 9 of swords, which I think is the nightmare one. And then lastly, we have 8 of knives. Okay, that, I know you're probably like, oh, you didn't shuffle the deck enough because right back to back came out. But it was like, I mean, I don't know, we could review the tape, but it was like in the center. It was like at a different spot than where the the 9 of knives were. Like, this kind of looks like a freaking, you know what I mean? This shape kind of looks like the body. Maybe this is something you don't love? Is this area? If you catch my drift. You're beautiful. The standards are unrealistic. They're not realistic. Everyone, even like the prettiest pretty people, are insecure. Because they don't even fit the standards. They can't even keep up. Okay. We're gonna pull some little appearance cards on what the person may look like. It's probably gonna be about you because we have self-love, so this will probably look like you. We have average height in reverse. So that's up to your interpretation. I'm gonna put it upright. Taller. So since it was in reverse, like average, you're taller than people. And then we have white hair. Possibly having white hair. Okay. Then let's pull some charms. And we will start the reading. I like to pull some charms and messages just because it helps me further understand a little bit more. Okay, let's pull a little. Oh, that one went. Okay. And then some charms. We have another 3. I don't know why I just like lost my voice. Sorry. My voice just like died. Alright, so we'll be back for your reading real quick. Hello, my beautiful pile 3s. If you chose the rose quartz crystal, this will be your reading on what your intuition is trying to tell you. So, we have your cards laid out here, and this deck is kind of hard to read because they only have uprights, so I'm going to try my best. Hopefully I could possibly set meanings for each card to help further help when the cards are picked, so it has a set definite meaning when it's in reverse. But anyways, so we're gonna start off here and then move along. But I'm definitely getting possible needing for self-love, for sure. We have the love in reverse. Every time I see this, I think of love, self-love, inner love, finding inner love. We also have rose quartz, which is such a big thing of bringing love into the situation. Definitely. There could have definitely been heartbreak. We have the 3 of knives here, which is like the 3 of swords. Okay, so let's start here. Going with the flow of things. The Wheel of Fortune, in a regular deck, talks about destiny and karma and possible resisting to change or having bad luck or even breaking cycles. So I think there's definitely some sort of resistance for change. That's what I really do think that's what it is. It just because also in the book, literally in that definition where it's talking about resistance of change, says the word going with the flow and flow of things. So this card and this card for sure is talking, there's definitely a blockage, some sort of you're preventing something from happening, or you're trying to stop something from happening, and it's like you're causing so much of a struggle trying to fight the current, fighting the current, that it's causing so much stress, so much pain, so much agony, and it's like, just let go of the rock and let your body get taken with the current. It will be a lot easier on you, a lot easier on your body, your mental health, and just see where, it takes you, and just go with the flow. Like, I definitely think it could have to do with either a job, or it says exhibition, I think. Exhibition. So maybe you are selling like artwork, or having some sort of piece, one of your works held in an exhibition. Something about an exhibition, like maybe you're creating some sort of display and that's going to be held somewhere, and maybe you're trying to fight it or waiting to the last minute to do it, or because you're like so scared of what it may be or what it may take you. That could be a really small message for some of you. I also think that this could just be with work. Maybe you're trying to finding a job because you just are afraid of the detriment or heartache or struggle you may have to face with work. So that could definitely be something. So I think exhibition. So I think it could also be with work, and it could also be with school. Maybe you're graduating, whether it's high school, college, elementary school, middle school. There could definitely be, I just noticed that this card is lighter than the rest of them. But there's something that you're fighting the current with. You don't want to face it. You don't want to go to it. You just are like, kind of, maybe graduation is very scary, and what comes after graduation is very scary, so you're just resisting maybe even starting school in the first place. So that could definitely be something. But it's like, it's taking you there no matter what. It's like fate. It's like out of your control, where you're being like washed, like where you're getting flown to, but you're trying to resist it. And it's saying just go with the flow and go where it takes you. It's out of your control. And it may lead you down where you're meant to be. It's fate. It's like destiny. You are going to be brought to a better place. Just let it happen. I also think this is saying also know the difference between understand fate is that you still have your own decisions to make. You still have decisions that will affect the outcome of what happens next, and how it may happen. I don't know if you guys ever watched, but the Corey, the video game, where the lady has the tarot cards, and she literally is talking about fate and like destiny, and how even if you choose a path, it's like it's still somewhat similar, but they still choose a path which guides them down a different way, which I love that game. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Now, the next pile we have trust and 3 of bottles. So whenever I see trust, I think of trusting your gut. And the 3 of bottles, I think there may have been an issue in the past of addiction, maybe drinking, maybe RT, like partying a lot, maybe even addiction to like 3 is a crowd, talks about like monogamy, is that what it is? No. Whatever that word is, where it's like multiple partners in a relationship, like maybe like you flirting with other people in a relationship, or just like that could be a message, maybe like addiction to that. Also addiction to, like I said, drinking, and I feel like drinking and those things were blockage. Like they stopped you from being able to hear your intuition, or trusting your gut, or trusting what is inside you trying to help you through or stop making bad decisions. And this was like it was blocking you, it was stopping you from doing that. And it was like you had to cut ties with that, and there was an angel here to help you. And maybe there was like a very drastic heartbreak that came with that. It was like detrimental, like maybe an end of a relationship because of it, or maybe an end of friendships. I would say maybe more of friends, because we have the friend here. Could also, it could be relationship too, like partner in reverse. But maybe it was fake friends, maybe people who didn't care for you and were just there, just your party friends, just people to party with. And maybe that was disrupting you and causing issues. Maybe you hovered over them a lot. It was like maybe you kissed their butt a lot, you're constantly like hovering over them trying to help them, or maybe even control them, or could also be with a relationship you were hovering constantly over your partner and controlling them, and maybe you were constantly like feeling insecure that they would cheat on you, that maybe that's what led to you, because maybe you didn't feel good enough in the relationship or felt insecure in the relationship that you didn't feel good enough, and that's maybe what led to this possible three's a crowd type situation. That could be for very few of you. There's like a lot of messages here. So we also have another thing of cutting ties, like a little sword, an axe. Like this reminds me of just like chopping, the end of something. So possibly like control. This reminds me of like death, of like a door, like knocking on the door thing. So definitely like an end of a friendship here. Maybe there was a lot of control in the past, or maybe this is all like messages for you of like possible things needing to be reflected on, because we do have reflection here. I think you could possibly have nightmares of these people. Maybe you cut ties with all these people. Maybe it was a partner or friends, and maybe it happened abruptly. It happened very quickly, that you didn't really have the time to heal or even process it, and maybe you're blocking it from healing, like you're not really healing, and maybe this is something you need to reflect more on, write a little bit more on, journal, talk to somebody about, talk to a therapist about, to really like fully understand what happened. And maybe even if it's not the case, that you could talk to them and find an ending to, or clarity, in order to let go of the situation. There's other ways to also find it, like finding forgiveness for yourself, because no one's perfect. There's like everyone in a relationship, it goes both ways. People make mistakes both ways, and maybe that's something that you need to reflect on, is maybe some of the issues that you did in the relationship. And I'm not saying that it was just you. I definitely think that there was some betrayal, there was a heartbreak, there was deceiving, let me read. And maybe also it was like you didn't even like predict this happening. It just happened so out of the blue, like unexpectedly. And it was because you couldn't hear your intuition or your gut trying so hard to talk to you. And it was because of all these things blocking you from it. The addiction. I also think with the Three of Knives in this specific deck, it doesn't even really talk about heartbreak. It just says proof, fear, and fall. I definitely think there's a lot of fear in this situation. And it could be fear of rejection, fear of, maybe you're feeling very guilty, so you're having fear of abandonment, or fear of, guilt. I think anger is definitely existent and repressed, but the true emotion that is there is fear. And maybe that is something that you haven't fully seen yet, because all there is anger right now. But I feel that deep down is usually anger isn't really the full emotion. There's usually something underneath. And I definitely do think it is something, it's fear. We have like SR, and this reminds me of like scared. Maybe scared of people leaving you undelivered. Maybe falling into a hard addiction of some sort. We also have proof, maybe finding proof. Maybe you found proof of cheating, or maybe someone else found proof of cheating, or even maybe you found proof that your friend, you found like the betrayal and figured out, the betrayal, and it just happened. It was so abruptly, like you could never imagine that this would happen. It was like, wow, like you thought these people were a certain way, straight cut, and turns out they, hurt you just like maybe people did in the past. And know that I say that as people are always going to hurt you in life. Sadly, that's just how it is. But obviously it depends on how far they go, and also if you've established boundaries, whether they continue to hurt you. And that's when the line is crossed. But I feel like this is just showing that the line was crossed. Like, it literally, look, it's like a crossed line. Like, it was crossed by this person. And it was like, you felt just so heartbroken and anger. Like, I think you may have been the one betrayed. And you trusted your gut, and you found proof that they hurt you. And know that they could definitely be like, 90% of the issue of the relationship for sure. But know that there was also possible things that you could work on or possibly reflect on, as well as maybe, it's always good to learn from past experiences so you can grow. We have like 3 here. We have like 333. And this reminds me of growth. And this is like saying, like, even though you weren't at fault at all of the end of this relationship, there's still reflection that can be done. They're still looking back at maybe some of the things that, maybe like how much effort you put into the relationship for this person, or and you loved them hard, and you wanted to give them everything, and maybe you didn't give yourself enough, and maybe that's what you need to reflect on, is giving yourself enough. You excluded yourself, you excluded your self-love, you didn't give your body the love. Maybe you were disrespected mentally and physically. Like, maybe mentally they would say things that were disrespectful, even if it's like the littlest things. Maybe they've made you feel insecure, even the littlest things like, oh, fix your hair, or fix your teeth, or you're gonna wear that, or I can't believe you would say that, or ew, you're gonna eat that, or didn't you eat enough, or like literally just the littlest things, the littlest words mean a lot, especially if you're already feeling vulnerable about the subject. It's only going to add to it. And especially if you're struggling with loving your body, maybe that could have been something that you discussed with them and established a boundary, like, hey, don't say these things to me, because and maybe you didn't even realize that it affected you, but now this could be something you now know. And not even just like mentally, but maybe physically. Maybe this person, when it came to doing physical things like sex, it was like all about them. You didn't respect your body. You didn't consider how the things you wanted during sex, or even how you were to be pleased, or it was never really, maybe it was all about them constantly. I think also we have a J here. This could be you, or this could be them. I think also this could be a message of you needing to respect your body more, like maybe eating better for yourself. And I know it's kind of like, oh, you need to eat better to lose weight or whatever, because that's like all society it talks about denying stereotypes. So I think that could also be something specific for someone, is especially feeling very insecure about your body. And I'm very sorry that you feel this way. That must be a lot of, like, not to love your own body that you were given, you know, it's not fair. And, especially with, like, you know, society and pushing all this garbage on your feed of just sexualizing women and having to have the perfect body and all this stuff. It is hard. It is hard to face this stuff all the time. Like, you don't want to see this stuff half the time. It's like you don't even want to be on Instagram. And maybe that's something you need to do. It's just delete Instagram, get off of it, so you don't have to look at this anymore. Or fall into the societal standards of needing approval from your society and having to look a certain way. I think also, I keep losing my train of thought. I was going to say something specific about the body. So eating healthy, right? Maybe the way you perceive eating healthy is like, I have to do it because society believes I need to lose weight. Or it's because society thinks I look fat or heavy or whatever. And I definitely think that, you know, society does play a part of your insecurities, or on everybody's insecurities, not just yours, everyone. But think about, I'm trying to, like, the best way I can explain it. Think about also how you feel after not eating well. You know, you eat like garbage and then you feel like garbage. Is it because you're afraid of what people are going to think and how you're going to gain weight? Or is it because also it's almost like you're hurting yourself too? It's like maybe you're purposely, like, because you hate yourself or because you don't love it. It's like almost like, where does it start? You know, does it start from because you hate yourself so you eat more? Because of, like, does it start from society standards or does it start from within you? That's what I'm trying to say. It's almost like self-harming. And you don't always have to eat healthy 24/7. It's not reasonable. It's not possible. But maybe you could find a balance so you feel good, you feel better about yourself. Maybe because you feel like you're putting in the work to respect your body physically. And it's not even just about eating healthy. Like, maybe working out, or maybe even not even, you don't even have to do any of those things either. It could be cleaning your skin, taking care of your skin, taking care of your hair, taking care of your nails, respecting your body. You know, it's like a sanctuary. Treat it as like a sanctuary, a beautiful gift given to you. You know, you shouldn't abuse and disgrace it. This was given to you. Like, this is something to respect your body. Like, respect your body. And know that, and set realistic standards for yourself. I know I'm talking a lot, but set realistic standards. Don't expect yourself to start immediately the first day to start eating extremely healthy, you know, working out like a crap ton, and just immediately having like the perfect body the next day. It's not realistic. And it could be it doesn't even have to be like, it could also be someone who may want to gain weight. Maybe if you're really skinny and you're not happy with your body, like, it goes both ways. It's not just, everyone has insecurities about their body, you know, and find ways to make you happier, and set realistic standards. Nobody is perfect, and that's just something that people have to accept, is nobody is perfect. You can try and put in effort to make yourself more happy, but know that the more you desire and the more you want, it's good to set goals, but the more unhappy you'll be. So if you set goals that you can reach daily and that are realistic, you will feel more happy and more fulfilled with yourself. That was a lot. Okay, I think also there could be nightmares that you may have had. Possibly there's a Cancer here we have. Maybe there was someone who tricked you that life is like a fairy tale. Nine of depression, anxiety, worry, fear. Reflect on those aspects. Like why are you feeling this way? Like what is making you feel this way? What are you anxious about? What, where, why, when? All those questions. We also have painful experience, denial of stereotype, like I talked about. Painful experience, this loss of a friend. Maybe your friends made you feel insecure. Maybe your partner made you feel insecure, and that's where they left you off. But now it's the time to heal. Now is the time to grow into this higher self, the one that loves themselves and who's just the person you look up to, the person who doesn't give a fuck about anyone else and their opinions, who's a badass bitch and walk around in whatever they want, and you know, they all they need is themselves, and that's someone that you are destined to become. There could also be accusing. So with this card, I'm a little confused about. I know I've went over my limit, but I want to talk about this. So self-limiting beliefs, inner critic, releasing negative thoughts, open to new perspectives. Definitely you need to do some reflection on your self-love for sure. This is a big message here. Especially after this, learning to love yourself after this situation. Don't beat yourself up that maybe you made some mistakes in the relationship. I'm sorry if that came off that way in the beginning of the message, saying like there's always stuff you could reflect on. But don't beat yourself up. It's not, you didn't know. You know, how were you supposed to know that this was the outcome? It's not possible. And now you know. You're learning. You're human. You're a human being. I think also the 8 of Knives, with this card specifically, says abyss, falsehood, and detrimental effect. I think you're on recovery, since it's on reverse. Accuse. Maybe someone accused you. Oh, we have falsehood? What the heck does falsehood even mean? We have FH here, so that's what's making me think of falsehood. Let's look at the definition. So, the state of being untrue, a lie, and lying. So, maybe you're lying to yourself, maybe with like a stereotype or not, or denying a stereotype. Maybe there needs to be some clarity about that, like, I'm trying to think. I hope that message helps. I can't really think of anything more specific than that. But falsehood, maybe accusing person of lying, could be something. And maybe this caused a very detrimental effect on your self-love. But it's like, however, there is recovery on its way. This could be the way the person looks or the way that you look. Last thing I wanted to share, I know this is so long, but my story, because I feel like this kind of connects to something I've experienced in my life, and I feel like I want to share maybe to help you as well. I used to be in a very toxic relationship. It wasn't like really toxic when I was in it, but after, you know, I look at it, I used to beat myself up. I used to be like, I apologized. I kept apologizing, and because I, made a mistake, and constantly apologizing, and it was because I felt insecure in the relationship. I felt not wanted. This person constantly made me feel insecure, manipulated me constantly, made me feel like I wasn't good enough, tried to change me, told me that this person told me that they were in love with other people, and I stayed because I felt like he made me feel that he was the best that I will ever get. Like, I wasn't good enough for him. And it was actually the other way around. It was, he wasn't good enough for me, and he had to beat me down to make me stay and to make me believe that he was good enough for me, and it wasn't true. He pushed his insecurities onto me. And it was a lot of that. But, I made mistakes as well. I was very controlling. I made a lot of mistakes. I also gave too much of myself. I didn't love myself. I lied a lot. I couldn't be honest. I constantly, and it was because, like, this person, every time I tried to set boundaries or be honest with this person, it was like they couldn't accept it, they didn't want to hear it, and they would shift blame. So that was something I had to go through and finally got out of. And I look back at it and I was like, wow, like, this relationship really held me back. This stopped me from going to the place I wanted to be in life. Stopped me who I wanted to be. It stopped me from loving myself. It stopped me to becoming my higher self person. I am like, I can't believe how much the end of that relationship made me grow. Like, I'm completely a different person. I look back at all the things I used to say and do, and I'm like, even the relationships I had with my friends, I reflect on. I'm like, wow, I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have done that. And I just, like, I look back and I'm like, wow, like, I wasn't really that great of a friend. And I could have done things differently. And now I look back and I'm like, now I know. And I don't beat myself. I don't dwell in the past. I don't beat myself up anymore. I don't apologize, over apologizing, constantly pleading for this person back, because it's just me not respecting myself. If they don't want to accept my apology the one time I say sorry, you don't have to overly say sorry. You don't have to kiss their ass. You don't have to people please. If they don't want to accept the apology I gave, that is fine. They don't have to forgive me. They don't have to, but I'm not going to plead them back in my life. I'm going to respect myself enough to know when to walk away. So that's all I have to say, Pile 3. Thank you so much for sticking through it. I'm sorry that this may have been a little bit long, but I love you. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You're wonderful, and you'll get through it. I love you. Love yourself, and have a wonderful day. If you like this reading, please give this reading a like and consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you in one of my next ones. Bye!